Good afternoon, traders. It is Sunday afternoon. I'm done with the indices. So each and every weekend you will get 3 videos: weekly outlook on indices, weekly outlook on the majors, and weekly outlook then on the cross pairs. And then during the week you will just get videos to update those setups that we were looking at, and they will also be given to you on the charts of interest. So please pause, read through the disclaimer very quickly. This is not a signal or recommendation service. I will do the analysis for you and I'll share it with you. Always seek financial advice before looking for investment opportunities. So I have added this file here on the left hand drive, my name, indices, and basically all of the charts are up already. So I'm just going to scroll through them and I'm going to explain to you what I see on these charts and why I'm looking for the indices to decline this week. So this is the all share index, this is the ALSI. Obviously that resistance is holding past support, future resistance is holding. This gap now closed on Friday, on Thursday already. This is a daily chart, very nice, 5 waves to the upside. Guys, this is not an ending diagonal. This is a normal 5 waves, but according to classical chart methods, I can see this as an ascending wedge. The reason being, there must be overlap between 1 and 4 if it is an ending or a leading diagonal. So this is a normal impulse wave to the upside. All 3 rules apply, and it is one that we have an extension in the first wave. So I'm looking for reversals here. Obviously that support resistance level, very, very important. I'm looking for this market to come down, a little bit of a retracement maybe on Monday and Tuesday to the 46,000 area, and then I'm looking for this market to decline. Next chart is the weekly. All that this chart shows you, that past support, future resistance holding, and that is a very nice shooting star on a weekly chart. That is the key behind this analysis, that we are going lower on indices for the next week. This is the correlation between the 4 global indices. This is the S&P 500, this is the DAX, the Nikkei, and the UK. What I'm showing you on this chart is the following: that obviously S&P 500 is below those highs, breaking lower already. That is a gap, so that is an island reversal. Very nice there. The next one, the orange, is the Nikkei. That is also already below these lows, below these highs. The red one here is lagging. That is the DAX, also the UK, the blue one. We are below the highs of April month. The DAX is lagging. I believe there is an opportunity on DAX. That is what I'm showing you on this chart. So of all of 3 of them are already below these highs of April month. The DAX is lagging, not breaking below those highs yet. So I'm looking for short opportunities on the DAX. All 3 are leading, 1 is behind. This one the same. This is now the 4 indices of the US. It is the Russell 2000, the SPX, the Dow Jones, and the Nasdaq. What this is also telling you, look at the Russell 2000 here. It's just on that support resistance area now. All 3 of the other indices are already below the highs of April. They are breaking lower. Russell 2000 lagging here. Let's look at the next chart. Right, this is the DAX. This is a daily chart. Very nice dark cloud cover. That is a bearish reversal candle formation. Very nice, guys, and I also put in the support and resistance areas for you. That is a very nice impulse wave to the upside. Now, what you should look at, this is a great key that what might happen on the indices at the moment. And you can see it across the board. From the bottoms here, it is not a 3-wave rally. It is 5 wave rallies to the upside on all of them. So what does that mean? So many people see this as the wave 1, pull back to the wave 2, and now we're going to take out the highs. That is not what I'm expecting. If we had 3 wave structures from the bottom, obviously this is the downwards market or a bearish market, 3-wave pullback to those highs, and now we're going to break these lows and we're going. What I am expecting, because we have some of them are diagonals, you can look at all of the indices. This is my outlook, is that this is a big wave A. This is a 5-wave structure, in other words, an impulse wave to the upside. This will be a wave A here. We will going down to the wave B, and then we're going to the C wave, which will then be my wave B. And I believe from there the market is now going to decline much lower. So we're in a sideways consolidation, but up, down, and one more up to complete the 3-wave pullback, and then we're going to go to the downside. So very nice support and resistance area there. I want to look at the DAX next week. What I'm looking for here, and if the market gives me this, I will then look at it. Obviously the stop losses will be above the bearish candle formation, but I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback, maybe to the 61.8% of this candle formation, and then gonna take shorts there. Obviously if it breaks below there, you can just go in it with your stop losses above. So bearish on all of the indices for me this week. Candle formations are there. We have to look at a little bit of pullback, stop losses above, or you can just sell it once it breaks to the downside. Again, Dow Jones here, it is a weekly chart. Let's look at this. That is a weekly resistance, created liquidity there. That is a big spike, shooting star formation, and I'm looking for this to continue to the downside. If you know how to trade a shooting star, this is a weekly chart. In other words, stop losses above. If you get a closing price on a daily below the nose, you know that is the trigger. Everybody of you should know how to trade a shooting star. Also Dow Jones, this is just a daily chart. Also I'm seeing classical chart methods. We've got 2 lows and 3 highs. That is valid for an ascending wedge, minimum requirement. And the wave principle sees this just as a first extension, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now the market is giving us a reversal. I'm looking for this to break down support and resistance levels. And I'm also bringing in volume. At the bottom, these histograms will be volume bars. Guys, it is very important to see on indices especially, when the market is in a bullish market and the volume goes down, that means that it is getting weaker and weaker, that a turn is imminent. So if volume goes up in a bullish market, the trend is still strong. But if the market is bullish and the volume goes down, it is a signal that it's going to go the opposite direction. UK 100, I like this. There is the shooting star on a weekly chart. There's the nose line. There is the red dotted line. If you can get a pullback maybe to the 61.8%, I will look at short opportunities then. But very nice shooting star on that weekly. And it is Friday, or it was Friday, so it's closed already. And this is now, it's about the only true leading diagonal, I believe, on all of the indices. It's because there is overlap between waves 1 and 4. That is what a leading diagonal should do. It's already breaking below this past resistance. It's on that upward trend line now of this rising or ascending wedge. Volume is coming down heavily. So I'm looking for a reversal here. Maybe one more up to the 61.8% and then the breakdown. I said on Friday on Twitter that the UK, or on Thursday already, the UK is leading. It shows us that all of the indices are bearish or bearish outlook for them in the next week. Nasdaq, very hard rally. Obviously tech did very well in the past few days against all of the other indices. That is also a 5-wave impulse wave. That is a very nice looking impulse wave. The market turned at the 78.6%, and we're just waiting basically for a 5 waves down on the smaller time frame, 3-wave pullback, and then I will take this to the downside. And we can target at least this wave 1 high. Also, it will be the 61.8% of this previous move. I think the market is going to come back to test at least these lows. So there are trades there to the downside. Next one. Nasdaq, shooting star, bar support, future resistance, taking out all of those stop losses. Turn around at the 78.6% and the opening and closing of the candle is below this. Put your lows line over the nose there. Put your stop loss above the tail and sell it once the market closes below those. Also, volume goes down. Nikkei is at the 50%. That is a valid leading diagonal, an ascending wedge. 1 and 4 overlaps. There's the support and resistance lines. Guys, I like the Nikkei very much due to that star. That is a shooting star, evening star. This is abandoned there at the top. Abandoned and then open up with a gap and the reversal back down. At the 50%, what the dead cat bounce suggests is an aggressive downwards market. The market comes back to the 50% and now we're going to take out these lows. I don't think we're going to take out as yet. As I said earlier, this 5-wave rally suggests that we're only going to get a B wave, then the C wave, and then only we're going to come down lower. Also see that it is bar support, future resistance on that 50% now. All of these indices are telling us the same thing. Nikkei, weekly chart, again, taking out the liquidity, then the reversal. These charts are so easy to read, and now you can just build a trading plan around it. Russell 2000, shooting star, you know how to trade it. There's your nose, there's your tail. Russell 2000, that is a daily chart. Look at that below the stomach reversal. It's also an island reversal. In other words, these candles are leaving the others around behind. It's on that support level. If it breaks below there, I cannot see how the Russell 2000 can get back up there again. S&P shooting star on the weekly closed the gap here. That's very important. It closed the gap. It stayed below this and it hit the 61.8%. That is an impulse wave. It is not a diagonal. Same one here. There's no overlap between 1 and 4, but I'm putting in both. So I'm putting in the classical chart methods as an ascending wedge. And I'm also looking at the closing of the gap where 61.8% and it is a 5-wave impulse to the upside. I'm looking for a reversal back down, maybe to come and close this gap at 2500. So there's a lot of pips there or a lot of points there that we can trade, and obviously declining volume. So that is what I see on all of the indices, guys. These indice videos you will get once a week on every weekend. And obviously if something happens during the week, it will be in your morning updates. So from this month, weekly outlooks over weekends, and then I'll just do the charts of interest each and every day, just update you on the setups. The other 2 videos I will do tonight or tomorrow morning, but it will be up by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Guys, have a good weekend. I'll see you in the week. Cheers.